This is a disclaimer for the broadcast. Remember to be mindful on and off the broadcast. Opinions spoken on the broadcast are solely the speakers and not IDEPIs. Sensitive topics may be covered on the broadcast, including, but not limited to, violence, abuse, suicide, and mental health. This broadcast is meant as a learning opportunity for everyone involved. Thank you, and please enjoy the broadcast.
Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley Kagwima. Like Beatrice said, a new board member for IDEPI. I'm also a youth mentor. I try to, reach out to maybe to young people, just try to help them utilize and maximize their potential. I'm also an aerospace engineer, recent graduate, actually graduated about a year ago. So when you talk about education and college success and all that, it's something that's still fresh for me. I work as as a software engineer, so a little bit of diversity, which I think is also another strength that would be kind of like would be explored, especially when we go into this topic. And it's nice to be here, and I'm excited to have this conversation.
I am Nelly Rogers. Hi, I am from Federal High School. I'm the college and career person. I've been working there for about 2 years and just been in the education system since my son was born, and he's now 13. So I've just been working at different schools, did a lot of different jobs from when he was first born to now, and he'll be at Federal High School next year as an incoming freshman. So, I just say that I'm going to be there until he graduates, and then, start a new adventure. But yeah, I've seen like all the ins and outs. I am preparing to get my son to, the best that education has to offer. So I'm a parent as well, navigating like the college systems, and this will be my first child going through that process. So I'm right in the same boat with all the other parents who are looking for the best scholarships, best funding and financial resources, so that he doesn't have loans and debts, and can just focus on having a future standing on my shoulders. Yep. And what I've worked towards. So you all are very skilled and gifted individuals. So, man, I'm excited to be here as well. And I'm thankful for Beatrice inviting me on here. So,
How are parents able to help their children with the college search process?
I'll go ahead and start that one off. Definitely, I would say the best thing is having a strong relationship with your teenager, with your child, starting at a young age. Like, build that relationship, build that foundation to where you're actually knowing who your child is, knowing what kind of interests your child has and passions that they have. Spending that quality time every single day, communicating and building a trust, so that I feel like your child will be able to open up to you, and that you can be able to ask questions to your child to get them thinking. Because I know as parents, like, we like to just tell our kids what to do, and kind of like live vicariously through our kids. But that always ends up being something that kids just are so turned off on. They don't want to be like, unless you're like a stellar parent and like your kid looks up to you 100%, and just is like in awe of you, of the parent, which in my case, working in the college and career room, that's like very, very rare. For the kid to be like, I just want to do and be exactly like my parents. But no, like, parents are surprised, like, the kids don't want to like do every single thing that the parent tells them to do. Like, you can't force your child to do what you want them to do. So I think the best, as a parent myself, like engaging with your child, learning who your child is, what interests them, what motivates them, what they want to do. If you build that relationship, if you build that trust, if you really have that strong connection to your child, you can be able to find out a lot and
Mhm.
then advocate for them and be their supporter and find different resources that are out there. I feel like that would be the best way. That's what I'm doing currently with my son.
I do agree 100% with you, Nelly, about having those relationship with our kids, and even more than that, more than just finding out what their passion is and what their strengths are. We also need to understand what their weaknesses are, so that areas that they are weak in, we can kind of like come in and some kids really don't have a strong passion for anything. So in that area, we can try to guide them and mostly expose them to different things that we think would be helpful to them, and actually have a variety of things, and not just particular things that we are interested in, whereby we end up forcing our own interests onto our kids. So just exposing them to different options. Have yourself have a network of friends who are accomplished in different areas, and have your kids also kind of like look up to those people, and eventually they can formulate something for themselves. And then we need to encourage creating those a very strong passion for at least something or a variety of areas of interest. And with that, I think that's going to translate all the way to, okay, I want to learn more about this. Whether you want to go to college to pursue something for, you know, of course, for money, but on top of that, maybe something that I just want to learn, more about this particular field, because, money is one thing, and also being accomplished in a field is also another thing.
Have either of you attended university or any other higher education? And if so or not, how does this experience influence your opinion in your child's higher education?
I think I can, if you don't mind, I can take this away first. Like I said, I just recently graduated from college last May. It's been a long journey. It took me about 14 years to complete my education. So,
Mhm.
so for me, this was an I took the non-traditional path to education, which has its ups and downs, but also has a lot of advantages that come with that. So for me, going through that, I feel like I do. I, by going through it, I would say the hard way. I know what I would want my kids to avoid. I know the pitfalls that could be there, and I feel like I'm more prepared to provide my kids with with a better kind of like a I pretty much give them like a head start, whereby I do have the basis of the knowledge, and now for them it's gonna be just they're gonna run off of that. So for me, I started with a promise for a scholarship that actually never got materialized when I got to the school. And then my struggle started from that point, and that was a 4-year college that I had to get out of and go to a community college, which was cheaper. And as an international student, it was very expensive to furnish my tuition for the 4-year college. So and for me, actually going through that, when it comes to my kids, unless they have like a full scholarship, or a lot of the tuition actually paid for by by somebody other than me, I will encourage them to go through maybe a community college, explore such options, which at the end of the day is cheaper. I think it's a great experience going through different settings, because community colleges usually tend to be like, the local community as compared to a four-year college. So I think those are some of the things that I have gone through that I will try to, im- impart that onto my kids when it comes to their time to go to college.
Yeah, I definitely think going to college is great. Um, especially if with Stanley coming from that background of just his journey, um, and just like continuing to push education, post-secondary education, to like his children and to like other students. For me personally, I didn't come from like a traditional 4 year. I don't have a bachelor's. I did go to a community college, so I am a Highline Community College alumni. I just got an associate's like back in 2014, and it was kind of like devastating right after I got my associate's, because like I was thinking, okay, well, I'm going to do something in business, because I felt like business is everything kind of revolves around business. So that was what I started off with. But I left Highline and like literally did not get like a job that I thought I was going to be able to do applying my degree, my associate. So then I had to like rethink and re-strategize, what I was going to do from there and how I was going to be able to like make money. So what I encourage like my son, and like even myself to this day, to be honest, and then like with the students that I work with every day at Federal Way, is just like kind of think like, what kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Like, what kind of person do you want to be, versus like pursuing like a job or like a degree. Like, I'm not saying that college is like, like don't go to college, but like I'm also just putting out there like there's other things in life that you can think about, that you can be able to just know that you're more than just a degree. If a degree is the vehicle for you to be able to live the life that you want to live, then yes, by all means, take advantage of it, go to college. But for me and my son, and I can only speak from like my experience, is just to just know that you always want to shoot for the best, and with like scholarships, if someone else is going to pay for it, and that you don't have to like be in debt and you don't have to have those burdens on you, then please do so, take advantage of that. But if there's other options out there, you know don't try to think that you're a failure if you are not going to go that route. There's plenty of like, I'm not a failure because I didn't have a degree, like it's just like a mindset. It's just like the character, the life, the integrity, like those are values that are important that you don't really like get from a classroom setting or a degree or a diploma. But just continue to you know get better, be a better individual. And yeah, you know Jeff Bezos and who else, Bill Gates, like they didn't have college degrees, but they like figured out what they needed to do. And they surrounded themselves, like what Stanley was mentioning before, with the network of the relationship, that those connections, building you know friends. And in order to do that, you have to be able to have skills, personal skills, people skills. I didn't meet Beatrice until without a degree, I am able to like have an influence, and she can invite me into Zoom settings and rooms like this to be able to do what I'm skilled at, which is, connecting people to different resources, talking to people, having a conversation with someone, knowing how to listen, knowing how to, be interested in other people, to see what kind of what kind of talents, what kind of gifts, what kind of opportunities that they know, take that information and build on it. So yeah, that's where I come from.
I think it's kind of glorified in our community that, oh, when you go to university, like it's going to be the best time of your life. Like that's when your life starts. But honestly, it's hard being in university and especially financially wise. And then it was like right after COVID. So everything is just like new, kind of, even though it's not. So I think it's important also, as you said, Nelly, to know like the purpose you're trying to achieve if you don't have to go through college or university. And at this day and age, there's so many resources available that you can just pick up a skill and that will earn you money without going to university and earning debt and just a lot of problems.
Yeah, I feel like having like a mentor, like a coach, that is very important to have. Even like growing up, going past you know degrees, like even after you graduate, having that coach, having that mentor whose life that you want to emulate, who has the lifestyle that you want to copy, and just be like, because we're always lifelong learners, we always want to get better even after the degrees. But like even in the college experience right now, if you're going through college, use that time to like know who you are, know your values, and find people who have the same similar values as yours. And like I feel like that's something that everybody should like think about,